Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 now today. Got some more Guild Wars for you guys. This time around, we're going to be bringing Aram in to see how she fares in Guild War offense, and we're going up against a pretty brutal matchup right now, actually. All of our towers are kind of been taken down, so without any further ado, let's do the joke of the day and head into battle. I was washing my car with my son the other day, and he asked, "Dad, why don't you just use a sponge?" It's totally something I would do. That's hilarious. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the first battle. So going into the first tower over here, we're going to be attacking this one. It is quite formidable. So we're focusing on the second team here because it's an Aram video, and we're going to be going in with Aram and our Fire Crow. Fire Crow is going to be really good here. You'll see why in just a second. But first, of course, Aram's stats. She's currently on counter and resist, and I have her on Shamadra staff. I've been testing this, and I actually kind of like it. Makes it so that her S1 healing actually becomes quite substantial. And if you pair her with units that also help self-healing in their kit, like for example, Fire Crow when he uses his S3, it actually starts adding up and yeah, helps you survive in longer fights. So we're going to bring in Guard Captain Crow because he can just nuke our opponents into oblivion, and we can potentially reset him as well with Aram to continue the nuking shenanigans. So we'll see how it plays out, but yeah, definitely very much looking forward to seeing double S3s from Crow here. Last but not least, we are going to be bringing in Ruel of Light. Now, Ruel is here mostly because she is going to be taking the hit from our opponent, and their S1 from the Lone Wolf Para here, and she's going to bring along the Afternoon Soak Flan for a dual attack. I kind of don't want that to happen, so we are going to be using this as kind of a way to tank that damage. You can definitely bring something like Solitary as well. I'm just hoping that this, Bystander Hua-Young is built like a typical one and is not going to end up killing us here and getting pushed up from the Flan. So we'll see how it plays out. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how this plays out. My opponent's Bystander Hua-Young is actually pretty close in combat readiness. Ruel might not actually cut here and make it in time. So we'll see. The Water's Origin does push us up, but it doesn't look like we're going to make it. So Bystander Hua-Young is going to kill off our Ruel, unless she dies here, which actually she does. Hang on, this is really, really nice. Perfect, actually. Kind of the best case scenario from this exchange. So Bystander Hua-Young, if she were to attack, she'll attack into me with a damage limit buff. This is actually a great way for Ruel to kind of tank the damage. She does have Extinction on her S3, so I gotta watch out for that. But I think what I'll do right now is I'll go for a Soulburn S3 into the Hua-Young. The Flan has actually kind of used her S3 burst damage anyway, so I think we'll be okay. Does not kill. That's a little bit unfortunate, but watch this. We're going to push up the crowd here with our Aram. We're going to reset our S3, right? Now, reset his S3, but here's the thing. When we reset his S3, I don't actually have enough souls to Soulburn. I'm just going to go for a regular S3 here. The great thing is we do deal 20% extra damage, and while this is AoE, it's still going to kill the Hua-Young, and it's still going to do quite a decent chunk of damage to this Flan, right? Look at that, only 7,000 HP there, and she is currently not on lifesteal. Aram now is able to grant Vigor and Speed buff to everybody, and look at this Ruel. She's going to be tanking these hits like an absolute boss here. I will just use my Crow to turn cycle himself. We're going to S2 into the Flan. Even though it's going to miss, we're going to do a good amount of chip damage here, and we will be able to lap with this increased speed and his plus 50% combat readiness, right? So let's go ahead and just keep on dishing out some damage to this Flan here. And look at this, Aram with the extra healing helps Ruel's healing output. Look at that, almost 3,000 healing on Ruel, right? And look at Ruel's S1, about almost 2,000 healing there, about 1,800 healing. Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby at all. So at this point, we can just chip down this Fire Flan. It's a relatively safe team, honestly, besides that little bit of a hiccup at the beginning, hoping the Bystander Hua-Young wouldn't kill us. But even then, the Fire Flan had so much damage that Ruel going down was actually the best thing to happen. She gains 50% combat readiness there. We were never actually in any danger of dying, which was awesome. And now look, Crow has another S3. 3 S3s from Crow in this short span of like a couple turns, and we finish things off. So there you guys have it. Aram resetting Fire Crow is incredible. Honestly, if you brought Solitaria here, not only would the Fire Flawn not dual attack, but you also have Book that she can carry, which lets Crow soul burn twice. Alright guys, moving on into the second battle over here, going to this tower with a Harsetti in the second defense team. So taking a look down here, my Aram is actually going to have her artifact switched out. We're going to be bringing Spotted Mouse Hair Tie. Now if you don't have this artifact, you can use Brigitte's artifact, which is a pretty good one as well. You start the battle with 15 souls, right, after using a non-attack skill. The Spotted Mouse Hair Tie, you start with 10 souls, and if you use a soul burn on an ally, you have a 75% chance to get another 10 souls. Both of them will give you exactly what you need, which is starting the match with some souls. Now Aram here, her S3 fully resets the cooldown of a unit's skills, which means we can come in here with our lovely Dark Corvus, and I just threw some spare HP set gear on him, not necessarily trying to get anything except just pure unadulterated bulk. And because we're fighting Harsetti, speed doesn't matter, so you can have HP % right side stats all the way down. Now, the great thing is we're going to be running Sweet Miracle, which means when we're in battle, we actually get another 10% HP on top, right? So take 10% of this 36k HP and throw that on top of him here. He's almost going to be 40k health, right? This Dark Corvus is going to be unstoppable. And speaking of unstoppable, what's one Dark Corvus S3 when you can have 2 Dark Corvus S3s? We're going to bring in Assyria, whose S2 allows you to reset the cooldowns of an ally except for the caster, which means you can reset Dark Corvus again. That's right, when we reset him again, it's gonna be fantastic. Also, because I'm kind of worried a little bit about my opponent having some, you know, injury on their units, like Mort's S3 and such, maybe Harsetti's on injury set, I'm going to be bringing Assyria in with a protection set. So because my opponent's going first with Harsetti anyway, we're going to get the immunity buff on everybody. You don't really need resistance, my gear just happened to have some, but protection set with HP set here, a little bit of effectiveness can go a long way. And we are also running Assyria on Unseen Observer, Flawn's artifact, because when we use our S2 to reset Dark Corvus, because it's a non-attack skill, we get 10 souls, which lets Dark Corvus soul burn yet again. So without any further ado, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Let's jump right into it. The turn order is actually going to matter quite a bit here. Hopefully Assyria goes before Dark Corvus, although it's not looking too promising right now. What you really want is your Assyria to go to reset Dark Corvus, then Dark Corvus goes S3s, then Aram goes, pushes him all the way back up, resets him, and then he S3s again, right? He is going to get some damage in on us. It is okay. Our Dark Corvus at 40k health here, guys. Absolutely untouchable. Okay. So it is a lot of damage. He does try to penetrate our defense here, but it doesn't quite work out. Let's provoke the Harsetti, and our Assyria should be able to honestly reset the Dark Corvus right now. Although it looks like everyone's going to be attacking Dark Corvus anyway here, I'm just going to go ahead and save his save my S2, because if everyone attacks Dark Corvus here anyway, what'll happen is this. I don't want Mort to counter me. What's going to happen is this. The opponent's going to hit Dark Corvus. He's going to S3, right, on his next turn. Then Assyria can reset. He can S3 again. Then Aram can push up. He can reset. He can S3 again. So we'll just essentially, like, take out our opponent entirely with S3s, which is even better than what I was hoping for. Aram's going to get hit here. It is fine. His Mort is actually hitting for a ton of damage, so I do need to watch out for that a little bit here. It's fine. See, we have our full S3 right here. We are getting a defense broken, but it's okay. I don't think we are going to die just yet. Right? We're very, very bulky on this team. Okay. So there we go. Dark Corvus comes in, and let's go ahead and soul burn. 40k HP soul burn Dark Corvus. Let's try to take out this this Great Mortellix, right? So let's see if this can actually kill. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be very disappointed, because what's the point of a oh my god, what is the point of a 40k HP Dark Corvus, guys? It's okay. We're gonna reset. Ooh, do we reset here actually? No, we just take him out. Take out the Mort, or not, or not. Hang on just a second, guys. Whoa, this Mort is actually built for this defense team. It's actually really rare to see stuff like that happen. Alright, let's go ahead and push up the Dark Corvus again, I guess. We'll reset him fully this way. And the real question is, do I want to waste this S3 into the Mort? I don't think so, right? I think we just go, because we have exploding weak points, let's go ahead and take out the young Senya here. We should be able to heal up to full with this hit. This should easily take her out. Come on, with exploding weak points, there you go. 37,000 damage, guys. Absolutely insane. And Harseti's going to come in. Ooh, I hope Assyria doesn't die here. She did get defense broken. Not quite. Very nice. And now we can go ahead and reset the Dark Corvus. There we go. Get some souls. And I will just go ahead and... let's try to soul burn into the Mort here. Hopefully he does not counter. Okay, very, very nice. I will... soul burning on Aram doesn't do anything, actually. Let's just go for the S1. And Dark Corvus. I will honestly finish off... I kind of want to finish off the Mort, but... yeah, let's go ahead and finish off the Mort here. Unfortunately, we're going to lose the Assyria, but it's okay. I do want to showcase to you guys like different scenarios where you can use these units, right? Yeah, see, I knew he was going to be on a Holy Sacrifice. Because Dark Corvus is on Extinction, it's not going to matter all too much. Unfortunately, we lost Assyria here. It's okay. We'll show you a diverse range of Aram applications, though, so I'm probably not going to be using this team again in the showcase. But just so you know, Dark Corvus, 40k HP, pretty cool. Just watch out for Morts that are, well... Honestly, if Mort didn't have a barrier, he wouldn't be alive. But yeah, still watch out for Morts. I probably shouldn't be stunning him, just so he can hit me and I can get my charges up a bit quicker. So perhaps, you know what, we're so close. Might as well just keep stunning him, right? Aram has some pretty nice applications here. Look at this. Easy peasy. Now she's provoked. She can S3 us. All good, all good. And Dark Corvus will be able to go and, do quite a bit of damage with this next hit. We do have another S3, but there's no reason in popping it right now. Just in case this Harseti lives, right? Not a chance. So yeah, Dark Corvus with the S3s, reset by Aram. Pretty nice stuff. And you're gonna get really consistent damage unless you're fighting Morts that are like also 35k HP or what have you. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to another Aram team with another defense team and see if we can make it out alive. So, continuing on with our shenanigans here, let's move on to the next tower. This one's actually not open in the center, so we'll attack this little one on the side, and oh my god, it's actually doing pretty well against my guild. But, jumping into this on the bottom team here, we are going to be bringing in our good old friend Benimaru, because he has 2 evasion units on his side, and a pretty tanky Abyssal Euphine. So, Benimaru here is going to be hitting like an absolute truck with his Destruction and Torrent set. He's also a symbol of unity for some additional hit chance here, and he might seem squishy, but thankfully we have Bunny Dom to the rescue. Bunny Dom here will hopefully not die to this Afternoon Soak Flan. Even if she does, it's okay, because her only job is to really give my team skill nullifier for Benimaru to do his job. Once we get the skill nullifier up for the team, Benimaru should be alive, and he should also have a, well, we should also have immunity from Aram anyway, because we're not taking first turn, so we're going to be protected from a potential attack down from the Abyssal Euphine on the other side. Abyssal Euphine will stop our combat readiness gains a little bit, but it should be okay in the end. Aram, though, we will be bringing her in here as well. I'm still going to keep her on the spotted mouse hair tie, just because the extra souls could be kind of nice for Benimaru's damage, but I'm not really relying on it for anything, so let's see how it plays out, right? Yeah, kind of excited to see double Benimaru S3s. Let's see what we can do here. Peyra's gonna open up with an S3, and that means Bunny Dom's gonna get a nice skill null for everybody. The main issue is this Abyssal Euphine's actually kind of hot on our heels, so I'm a little bit worried. We'll see though. Benimaru, ooh, in a little bit of trouble. Bunny Dom's gonna go down, it's fine. But Benimaru certainly didn't really push up very far. Ooh, yeah, so, wow, Flan is really going to be hitting us for quite a bit of damage there. Nice little counter. We got the bigger buff as well for the defense. Benimaru's still going to be protected. We're definitely going to try to kill this Flan as soon as possible. I am actually, honestly, just going to go for a Soulburn S1 here. I don't want to do anything except stun the Abyssal Yufine. So there we go, nice little hit from the Benimaru. I just don't want Abyssal Yufine to counter when we attack with Benimaru here. I think Benimaru's extra attack will kill because we have a Vigor buff, so we should be able to hit the Flan. I will go after the Peyra here, honestly, and let's see if we can finish her off real quick. 70% hit chance. Flan is really far back, so we should be able to wipe with the Benimaru. Ooh, and we are. Well, guess we honestly didn't really need Aram here. She did provide the Vigor buff, which is kind of nice in certain situations, but yeah, in this test, Benimaru kind of handled things just fine on his own. So, not bad at all, I guess. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our next tower here. Gonna be going up against this really tanky Mort Young Senya Crow team on the bottom. And a lot of you guys in the comments of my Summon and Showcase video actually said, hey, Azza, when you take Aram in, try to use Straze, because apparently you guys say it's an absolutely incredible time. So let's give it a shot. This is my Aram, still on her typical build here, right? Nothing has changed, still on counter, still on resistance, still on Shamadra staff with a little bit of healing and sustaining. It's not really needed. Honestly, you can probably just go for some extra souls or something here in this case, but Straze, he doesn't care. When he S3s, he's gonna be able to take an extra turn, he's gonna S2, you can reset his skills, he can S3 and S2 again. Oh, it's gonna be a good time. You're gonna notice my Straze is actually decently fast, 257 speed. This is enough that like Aram cannot speed RNG him, right? So we're going to come in with Benimaru's Tachi, and we're going to get the attack buff at the start. I am going to help him out a little bit with the rage buff, actually, which is why we're bringing in ML Politis. She actually doubles as a kind of nice counter into the Young Senya here, because we do cut her fighting spirit gains in half. Also, she starts the match with half the amount of fighting spirit, so it's going to be really, really nice. Yeah, so we're just going to go in with this. I'm actually testing out Spatial Temporal Fan. I just got it from an artifact selector, so we'll see how it goes. The extra effectiveness might help push back our opponent, but I'm kind of excited to see what Straze brings to the table here. Alright, so this is where apparently the fun begins. Oh, look at that. Also, because we're starting first, the Spatial Temporal Fan gives us an extra effectiveness boost, but we also get Aram's effectiveness buff here, which means I don't think even the Young Senya can resist if it was built more on resist side of things, right? So let's try to push everyone back, guarantee that Straze moves. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, rage buff, attack buff, Straze. Let's do it, guys. We will penetrate the defense of everyone here. Well, at least the highest HP unit. Let's see if this kills. Kills the Crow, very nice. I get to go for an S2, right, with the extra turn. It extends the duration of our buffs. Okay, very nice. And now, Aram gets to go and push up the Straze. Let's see what he does with an extra S3 and an S2, guys. Hopefully it kills the Young Senya. I mean, even if it doesn't, look, the ML Politis is helping us out quite a bit, right? Look at that. This is incredible. This is actually incredible. How is this legal? How is this legal? It's just, that's insane, right? And if that wart was on Holy Sacrifice or something, and he came back, we have another S2 prepared just for him, and we stay invincible the entire time on Straze. That should not be allowed. So moving on to the next round here, we have quite an interesting tower because I think my opponent just watched what I did and updated the defense team live. So we're going to be fighting an Aram and Straze team for defense. I kind of want to see where this goes, so I had to just do it. We have to go for the Aram mirror match here, but this time I'm going to bring in Rinok. So nothing has changed about my Aram stats at all. So Rinok here is going to be my fastest unit essentially in my entire roster, 310 speed, and these are her stats. We're currently running her on Discreet Hands, her own artifact here, which is really nice for increasing some damage that she does, and I'm kind of excited. I'm going to be pairing her with the Dragon King Sharoon, who will cleanse the stun that Rinok puts on herself, which means we can deal some extra damage with getting the Cascade buff. We're going to do a lot of fixed damage to the opponent, and hopefully it will be enough to kind of, well, win. If not, we have Aram that's going to be coming up, and she will be able to boost up the team, reset the Rinok, and do all those shenanigans. But I'm hoping if we can get rid of the Straze, that everything else will fall into place. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. I kind of hope that this Ahmed doesn't outspeed us. A 10 speed EE is ridiculous. Okay, let's see what this guy has in store for us here. We are... Oh, that's really fast. That's a really fast Ahmed. She's 4% off, though. We should be okay. I'm going to just try to eliminate this Straze. I'm not going to be playing any games here. I'm trying to eliminate the Straze as soon as possible. Let's go ahead and just S3 into him. And I can't wait to see Rinok just kind of S2, S3 into everyone here. That would be so fun. Okay, Straze is down. We're going to push up the Dragon King Sharoon. With the effectiveness buff from the Aram, by the way, this is huge. My Dragon King Sharoon already had like 180 something, 190 effectiveness, right, with her artifact. This is gonna essentially, yeah, make her insane, but we still didn't manage to do all that much against our opponent here, so I guess ignore the fact that we even built effectiveness, right? What a joke stat. Anyway, Aram's gonna, oh wait, what? Is Aram gonna push Ahmed up and she's gonna do the S2, S3 all over again? I mean, I guess. This is, wow, what a wild turn cycle right here. Can you imagine, like old Oxlots with like an Aram? If Aram's like a cooldown could be reset by things, that would be insane. Anyway, let's just go ahead and reset the Rinok here. They're just gonna turn cycle combat readiness. That's kind of the weakness of putting Aram on the defense team here, is that you do kind of, well, you do kind of just lose if your DPS is gone. So we will go for, we'll just finish off the Ahmed. I don't think there's anything Aram can do by herself. So we'll do this, and then we'll just take care of the Aram there. It is kind of cheeky, it is kind of cool to see. It's just that in practice, it's just not going to work because of, well, how offense teams can kind of play around. They have the choice of counter-picking your defense team, right? And if you try to go for a really aggressive speed-based team and you don't outspeed, and that's kind of where the downfall is. But you see the utility from Aram, kind of unmatched. Okay guys, well, all good things must come to an end, and so must this video. We have the last match here that we are going to be using Aram in, and, well, we actually racked up a bit of defense points here with that first team. Let's see if we can actually do it with kind of a meme team, right? So Aram, same stats as usual, right? She's still running Shamadra Staff for the extra healing potential that we can to keep this team alive, because my team is kind of bruisery, right? So we're going to come in with Fire Ken. That's right, this is a PvE build on Fire Ken, but I think it's good enough stats to bring into this. Honestly, he probably doesn't need to be on speed set since we're fighting a Harseti, but we have on Sigurd Scythe for some extra healing potential too. Could kind of couple well with the Shamadra Staff on Aram. And of course, with Ken, you have to bring in Hua Young. I mean, two are a duo, you gotta do this. This is my current Hua Young build. It is a RTA build, but she just kind of fallen off so hard in the meta. It's not even funny. Switched her over to Uberius' Tooth for some extra damage. If you soulburn her S1, it's gonna be great, right? But also, Ken will dual attack with her, and when she S1s, she has extra damage she procs, plus the Uberius' Tooth. Guys, it's gonna stack up quite quickly. So, yeah, go into an all-earth team. Hopefully we don't lose. I'm hoping we don't, but hey, there's always a chance. There's a non-zero chance that we can lose here. But the good thing is, we at least start the match with immunity, because my opponent's Harseti is going first. In fact, whoa, looking at the combat readiness bar, I think all of my opponent's units go first, so that actually sucks. The good thing is, though, we get Vigor buff, which increases our attack stat on Hua Young, which is fantastic, but also allows Ken to ignore resistance on my opponent, which is really good. Did this Alencia literally hit everybody and strip all of my buffs? Yes, she did. That is fantastic. Alright, I guess we just go for the S3 onto the Alencia. Maybe we try to kill the Alencia here. We have an attack buff and a vigor buff, right? Let's see if Hua Young can actually one-shot with these stats. Oh, 34! There's no way we just did 34k HP and like did not kill there. Okay, well, the good news is I can just reset the Hua Young right here, right now, and we can go for another S3. I should have maybe paid attention to how much HP this young Senya had, but there's no way, right? We have exploding weak points now, so this is a 20% damage boost to what we just did to the Alencia. Let's see if we can do this to this young Senya here. I think we should be able to one-shot, right? Please tell me one-shot. Okay, 37k damage, guys. There is no way that this guy should be surviving. Let us go for... Do I finish off the Alencia here with an S1 and then we S2 later? I think we... Honestly, I think we S2. Ooh. No, let's finish off the Alencia first. There we go. Oh! She actually didn't die from the burn! Oh! Oh, Ken! Oh my god, no! I didn't even get a dual tech with the Ken! Guys, this is bad. This is so bad. I thought for sure that Ken with the burn would kill the Alencia, but it seems I should not underestimate this Alencia here. Okay then. I only gain 1 soul from this, so I'm just gonna hit the Harsetti and hope we stun. Or not. Hua Young is going to... There's no way this doesn't kill with Uvir's Tooth, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, beautiful. Wow, that kind of sucks. I kind of really wanted to see Ken. I probably should have just popped his S2. I got a little greedy there. I'm so sorry, guys, but I am going to try to stun. No stun resistance. Okay. Well, Hua Young's Soulburn S1 should hopefully deal something. That's a little bit. 9k damage is not bad. Wonder if Aram is going to get her passive back up again. Sad to see that Ken went down. There we go. Very nice. Got the bigger buff. Just in time for us to get the... S3 up. Oh, see, now she gets stunned. Alright, well, we're going to end things off with a triple Hua Young kick, and that is going to be it, guys. Even through Proof of Valor, this should kill. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you guys think of Aram in the comments down below. Are there any other combos that I have not tested out yet that you really think I should? And so with that, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.